June 11th was supposed to be an ordinary day for 12-year-old Milo, a day filled with fun and thrilling rides at the Brighton Pier fairground. But something unexpected happened, and everything went terribly wrong. Young Milo boarded the air race, and during the ride, his seat detached and hit another teenager, while Milo himself was thrown out of the ride. The accident was unexpected, and the first of its kind. So what could have caused the detachment? This is the heartbreaking tale of the amusement park accident that could have taken the lives of Milo and a young teenager. Milo, a lively 12-year-old boy, was known for his love of adventure and amusement park rides. On that fateful day at Brighton Pier, he was filled with the joy and excitement that a day at the fairgrounds usually brings. He was out to make the most of the fun and thrills that the fair had to offer, unaware of the danger lurking in the shadows. Like many kids his age, Milo was drawn to the rides at the fairground. The faster, the higher, the better, he would say. And the air race was his absolute favorite. You could see the delight in his eyes as he stood in line waiting for his turn to board. The air race was no ordinary ride. It was an attraction that promised the thrill of an aerobatic airplane flight, a ride that took amusement park excitement to the next level. Each seat on this spectacular ride was skillfully designed to look like a miniature airplane. It was a sight to behold, a sea of mini aircraft, all set to take their passengers on an exhilarating journey through the skies. There were rules, of course. Safety was paramount. Riders needed to be at least 48 inches tall to experience the adventure. This wasn't just a ride, it was a high-speed spin through the air that swept from front to rear and side to side with force. To truly enjoy it, riders needed full control of their arms and legs. Over-the-shoulder restraints were a part of every seat, ensuring the riders were secure as they experienced the feeling of flight. Accommodating 24 riders at a time, the air race was not about solitude. It was a shared experience. With 6 four-seater gondolas arranged in 2 stadium-style rows, everyone was in for the ride of their lives. The gondolas spun at a speedy 6 rotations per minute while the ride itself undulated, creating a combination of movements that made the riders feel as if they were truly soaring, banking, and looping in the skies. This wasn't just a close-to-the-ground affair. No, the action took place up to 26 feet in the air, almost 8 meters off the ground. It was here, high above the pier, where riders would feel the intense accelerations, the thrill of almost 3G, right side up and upside down. This ride was a marvel of engineering and design. There were even different ride cycles, clever ways that operators could adjust the ride to accommodate different levels of attendance and ensure an impressive hourly capacity of 480 persons. In all, the air race was an attraction that mirrored the thrill of an aerobatic airplane flight, turning a day at the amusement park into an adventure to remember. It was more than just a ride. It was an experience. The excitement, the anticipation, and the promise of another thrilling journey through the air on the air race filled Milo as he secured himself in one of the airplane-like seats. He was ready for the ride to start, for the air to rush past his face, for the thrill that only that ride could deliver. But as we would later find out, this ride would not end in the thrilling laughter and joy Milo had come to expect from it. But how did the exciting day take such a horrifying turn? As the air race started to pick up speed, disaster struck. One of the planes, the one Milo was seated in, unexpectedly came loose. The hands of the clock turned to another minute. It was 3 p.m. With a terrifying crash, the detached seat was flung out, with Milo still in it. He was moved towards the safety barrier, hitting it hard. The ride stopped abruptly. People screamed and the area descended into chaos. Milo lay on the ground, hurt and stunned. But how did the seat come loose? To understand what really happened, we would have to see the story from Milo's eyes. Milo was having the time of his life as the air race picked up speed, feeling the rush he loved so much. Then, halfway through the ride, there was a rattle. Then a loud boom. A second later, it happened again. On the third repetition, the bottom part of Milo's pod detached and skidded along the ground, flew over the fence, and hit another youngster standing on the pier. The ride continued at full speed for another 45 seconds, adding to the panic and fear. Still attached to the loose seat, Milo was thrown out of the ride and hit the safety barrier hard. However, in a later interview, he said that while on the ride, he could hear the sharp, scared screams of the people watching. He could see the ground and sky flip as the ride spun. His hands were sweaty, gripping the safety handle tight. His legs were swinging in the air with nothing beneath them. His breaths came in short, sharp pants, matching the pace of his thumping heart. It didn't take long before he was thrown out of the ride. The fair, which used to be a place of joy and fun, had turned into a scene of fear and confusion. He was hurt, he was scared, and more than anything, he was uncertain about what was going to happen next. The emergency services sprang into action as soon as the accident news hit. Police cars, fire trucks, and ambulances raced to the pier with sirens blaring, cutting through the regular noise of the fair. The first on the scene were the police officers. They rushed to secure the area around the broken ride, putting up yellow tape to keep the onlookers safe. Their faces were serious, and their movements were fast and sure. They asked questions, took notes, and made sure everyone was safe. Soon after, the firefighters arrived. Dressed in their heavy gear, they quickly assessed the situation. Their main job was to ensure that the broken ride was safe and that there was no risk of it causing more harm. They worked closely with the ride's operators, inspecting the machine and looking for what had gone wrong. But the real heroes of the day were the paramedics. As soon as they arrived, they focused on Milo and the others who were hurt. One team rushed to Milo's side while others checked on the other riders and bystanders. They were calm and efficient, their hands steady as they checked for injuries. The ambulance crew gave Milo something to help him breathe, a small pump he could use to calm himself. They were gentle with him, their voices soft and reassuring as they checked his pulse, looked into his eyes, and asked him how he felt. Despite the chaos, there was a sense of order in their actions. Everyone knew their job and did it well. It was a well-rehearsed dance of professionalism and care. Their responses' speed and efficiency brought comfort to the scared and shaken crowd. It was a reminder of these brave people's importance in times of crisis. What was supposed to be a part of the fun, a piece of the ride that made the air race so thrilling, became a hazard. It was a stark reminder of how quickly joy can turn into fear, and a fun day out can become a scary accident. Despite all the safety checks and measures, something went wrong, leading to the accident. It was a day that the Brighton Pier, and especially Milo, would never forget. Once the dust settled and the initial shock of the accident passed, it was time to face the music. The CEO of Brighton Pier Group, Anna Cord, was deeply concerned. She assured everyone that nothing like this had ever happened before. It was a unique and unexpected event that shook her and her team. But words weren't enough. It was clear that actions needed to follow. Accord quickly got in touch with the company that made the ride. The manufacturers were just as shocked by the accident. They agreed to fly in from Italy to determine why their ride failed. They were responsible for ensuring that each piece of their equipment was safe and reliable. The accident severely damaged their reputation, and they were determined to discover what went wrong. The local government, too, had to step in. The accident raised serious concerns about the safety of amusement rides. Officials clarified that all rides needed to be frequently checked for safety. They insisted on regular maintenance and rigorous checks to prevent any future accidents. In the meantime, the pier continued to operate. However, an uneasy calm took the place of joy and laughter. The memory of the accident and Milo's injury lingered in the minds of visitors. Now still and silent, the broken bike stood as a grim reminder of the accident. Life at Brighton Pier was no longer the same. The accident had left a lasting mark, a reminder of the importance of safety during fun and excitement. It was a lesson learned the hard way, a wake-up call that echoed not just through Brighton Pier, but across all amusement parks in the country. So, there we have it. The story of Milo, the 8th grader who hoped for a day full of joy and excitement but ended up in a situation that would stay with him forever. Although a bit shaken, Milo came out of this experience safe. The incident didn't just impact Milo, it served as a stark reminder for us all about the importance of safety. And with that, we conclude Milo's story. We hope you find it engaging and informative. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. And if you loved this video, make sure to check out more of our content. We have many more incredible stories and valuable lessons to share with you.